You've seen the Columbia Pictures movie. Now read the novel by Quentin Tarantino.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most well-conceived movie novelizations that make a great film even better.
Matt, I'm gonna need you to translate the map because I don't understand Spanish. Right here.
Number 10. E.T. the Extraterrestrial in His Adventure on Earth. William Kotzwinkle. The success of this classic Spielberg film has inspired countless adaptations, including a video game said to be one of the worst ever made. But the novelization by this award-winning author is much better. Kotzwinkle adds new subplots and a backstory for the friendly alien. Here, E.T. is a 10-million-year-old botanist accidentally left behind and protected by an Earth family from the feds. He can even talk to tomatoes.
I taught him how to talk now. He can talk now. Look what he brought up here all by himself. What's he need this stuff for?
Kotzwinkle also develops Elliot's family more, although some of this character detail is inconsistent with the film. It's worth a read if you wish to linger in the E.T. universe. Number 9. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Campbell Black. You wouldn't think an action film like this one would make for a good novel. Surprisingly, this early novelization is a fun adventure of its own.
Meet me at Omar's. Be ready for me. I'm going after that truck. Oh. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
Granted, Black takes some liberties with the original Lawrence Kasdan screenplay, adding additional scenes and dialogue. He even changes the nature of some scenes in the film, including the famous sword versus gun standoff. Black does, however, retain Indy's personality and even gives him proper character development.
Not the man I knew 10 years ago.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Not just a rote adaptation, Black's novel often reads as a brand new Indiana Jones adventure. For anyone curious about Indy's story, this book is worth checking out.
I'm going after a find of incredible historical significance. You're talking about the boogeyman. Besides, you know what a cautious fellow I am.
Number 8. Halloween. Curtis Richards. For the Halloween season, nothing beats this John Carpenter-directed horror classic, except perhaps the novel.
Nobody believes me. I believe you, Tommy.
Like many of these authors, Richard expands on the Halloween lore and the plot of the film in general. For instance, we finally get more information about Michael's time in the sanatorium, and we learn what the deal is with Samhain.
I watched him for 15 years, sitting in a room, staring at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking at this night, inhumanly patient, waiting for some secret, silent alarm to trigger him off.
Even so, the novel doesn't get bogged down by minor details and still delivers on the chills and thrills of the original film. There are many more novelizations, but this vintage read is definitely a treat for Halloween fans.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Yes, sir.
Number 7. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Arthur C. Clarke. This novel adaptation by this Hugo Award-winning science fiction writer follows Stanley Kubrick's legendary film version pretty closely. In fact, Clarke and Kubrick himself wrote it together concurrently with earlier drafts of the screenplay, although only credit was given to Clarke for the novel.
I've still got the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission, and I want to help you.
The book does differ in key ways from the final film. The whole story was actually based in part on Clarke's short stories, making 2001 A Space Odyssey both a film original and a kind of adaptation.
Is this in fact what has happened?
Sorry, Dr. Smithlow, but I'm really not at liberty to discuss this.
Less enigmatic than the film, with more of a narrative structure, Clarke's novel treatment was widely successful, selling 3 million copies. What an odyssey!
Well, I must say, guys will certainly come up with something.
It's just outside.
Number 6. Mean Girls, a novel. Mikkel Osto.
Okay, so we're all here because of this book, right? Well, I don't know who wrote this.
Ironically, Mean Girls itself was already based on a book, Queen Bees and Wannabes by Rosalind Wiseman. Of course, that was a self-help book about high school cliques and typical mean girl behavior. The actual novelization of the fictional story, however, was published more than a decade later.
Caddy, you gotta steal that book. No way! Oh, come on, we could publish it and then everybody would see what an axe wound she really is!
Here, Osto is very faithful to the original film, following African-raised Katie as she struggles to fit into her new American high school. Osto, however, includes different POVs other than Katie's, such as Regina's. Osto includes text messages and emails like a modern epistolary novel. This is a faithful and fetch version of this story.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Number 5. The Goonies, James Caan.
Hey, Mikey! Mikey, what? What is all this neat stuff? The museum did some kind of... Where'd you get this? Right there. They did a show.
It seems this coming-of-age cult classic makes for a cool novel. The film follows a group of 4 boys who find a treasure map, only to be hindered by the criminal Fratellis, newly escaped from prison.
We found it on the map. It's got something to do with the buried treasure.
Jake, look at the date. Look at the date on it.
This is authentic. Ma, this is a doubloon.
Give it to me.
I told you so. See you guys. You never believed.
While Caan's novel is faithful to the plot overall, following Mikey's perspective, it is clearly an adaptation of an earlier version of the script, including original names and scenes ultimately cut from the film. Caan fills us in about the founding of the Friends of the Goon Docs, incorporating newspaper articles in the text. Join the adventure again for these neat tidbits.
Let's go. Load up. Anything you can put in your pocket. Mikey, except that.
What?
That's Willie's. Save that for Willie.
Number 4. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino.
Is it good?
Pretty good.
What's the story?
I haven't finished it yet.
I didn't ask for the whole story. What's the idea of the story?
It's not every day a film director tries their hand at fiction writing, although Tarantino is certainly not the first. To his credit, Tarantino doesn't merely copy and paste the screenplay's dialogue and description, and this book is actually more of a sequel than a true adaptation.
Could be one pool party away from starring a new Polanski movie. So you're feeling better now? Oh, yes.
He expands on several details of his film, including the inner dialogues for Rick Dalton and his stunt double, Cliff Booth. However, he freely tweaks the events, including making the finale of his film the beginning of his novel. The novel received its own trailer and made a strong debut on Amazon, becoming the #1 selling book. For those craving more Tarantino, this is it.
See it. Read it. See it again and read it again.
Number 3. Back to the Future, George Jipe.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Time travel stories always make for good fiction in any medium. Author George Jipe came out with a novelization of the hit film every bit as fun as the original.
It works! I finally invented something that works!
Your ass, it works.
As in the film, the book follows Marty McFly's adventures in 1955 to save his parents' marriage. Hardcore BTTF fans know that much of the movie was filmed with a different actor, Eric Stoltz, before he was let go and Michael J. Fox took over the lead role. Interestingly, the Marty in Jipe's book seems to be based on Stoltz's portrayal, which was much less comedic and screwball than Fox's. That makes it a blast from the past in more ways than one.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it.
Number 2. Star Wars From the Adventures of Luke Skywalker, Alan Dean Foster. Major Star Wars fans will undoubtedly know the many novelizations of the franchise. There is the best-selling Thrawn trilogy penned by Timothy Zahn, for one thing, and Terry Brooks's canny adaptation of The Phantom Menace. But the one that started it all is this first novel, initially credited to George Lucas, but in fact penned by Alan Dean Foster.
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time.
Foster follows the screenplay while fleshing out the characters and setting. He even includes scenes deleted from the final cut, such as Luke warning his disbelieving friends at the Torchy station.
That's no battle, hotshot. They're just sitting there. Probably a freighter tanker refueling.
But there was a lot of firing earlier. Hey!
I tell you, Luke, the rebellion's a long way from here. This planet, big hunk of nothing.
I doubt if the Emperor would even fight to save the system.
His work paid off and the novel became a bestseller, moving over 3 million copies. This world is certainly not limited to the cinema.
You know, sometimes I amaze even myself.
That doesn't sound too hard.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Alien, Alan Dean Foster. Of all the movie novelizations out there, it's hard to beat this one.
Seems she has intercepted a transmission of unknown origin. She got us up to check it out.
A transmission? Out here?
Yeah.
What kind of a transmission?
Foster wrote all of the novelizations of the original Alien trilogy. This first one, based on the screenplay by Dan O'Bannon, follows Ripley and her crew trying to fight and destroy a deadly alien that snuck on board.
You two go down, get all the coolant you can carry. I'll get the shuttle ready. I'll give you about 7 minutes. Come back up here, I'll shut the switches off.
Foster includes scenes and dialogue in the director's cut to flesh out the action. Certain details are different, such as the description of the tracking device, and a few sections are even written from Jones the cat's point of view. And for great descriptions of the facehugger and chest-burster aliens, this novel definitely does not disappoint.
Clean, let us in.
What happened to Kane?
Something has attached itself to him. We have to get him to the infirmary right away.
What kind of thing? I need a clear definition.
An organism. Open the hatch.
Which movie would you love to see turned into a super fetch novelization? Let us know in the comments below.